No, feels good.
No. Sun ain't out, ain't cold all day. But that isn't.
Get the heater. Adam probably got one there on the heat desk too. Yes.
The agreement that was signed today was the incorrect agreement. The text message that he just sent me said that the agreement that was signed today was the incorrect agreement. John Williams.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, because we're sitting here at the city meeting right now, getting ready to get started in the city meeting. So that's what they're going to sign off on. I need to let them know. Okay. All right. I
That'd be a
appreciate
good question.
Trash.
Well, they can't sign another one because that's the one they signed in front of everybody. It's the one they read and
Meeting
signed.
continuation at 1 o'clock. County commissioners are continuing their meeting at 1 o'clock.
I got something on that, but I didn't understand what it was for.
Interesting.
Sarah, you still got that agenda in your folder?
I got a plan if you need a TC in my truck, you want me to go get it?
No, I think he's got the one from this morning. Didn't they say something about going back into? Vote to recess, reconvene for department officials meeting at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. Though
Conference room 8 northeast.
that's their county commissioner's old building. The
Red
one.
building?
Yeah. But that's different than addressing.
How are you? I almost slapped you in the back whenever you walked by, but I don't think that'd been a good idea.
So you done went from your deathbed to actually being here in the meeting today.
Yeah, I ain't doing swole, but I ain't bad. But my sciatic nerve, man, it'll be good.
Remember Jason down here?
Lofton, huh?
McKinney or Lawton?
McKinney.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll go to McKinney.
Yeah, he's at
Did you see Jason or somebody else?
It was PA.
Anyway, so, and
Jason hit it.
gave her a shot.
So I'm gonna say this. They already did that item.
Yeah,
They already did new and unscheduled business.
Anti-inflammatory stuff, which helps.
And so they can't go back and,
Take long, we can muscle relax.
Okay, as soon as them.
that's not gonna be a legal meeting, a legal contract.
And usually
I
the
wonder if I need to go back over there.
Well, if they're starting at 1 o'clock, you're not gonna make it. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, what happened?
I know you drive. I know how you drive, but you're not gonna make it.
Took us right over again.
But it just, I don't know, that was the weirdest.
It was weird for every,
It felt weird.
officiating, coaching, everything.
Chad,
City attorney.
This happened really.
Chad, I just got a text message from John Williams saying that the agreement that y'all have, they signed the wrong one.
Didn't seem
Or
like
they signed the
reality.
wrong, it's a wrong document.
Yeah,
No, it didn't.
we're
I felt bad.
I thought they were gonna do that to the
correcting it, so
We got Tyson out there.
we'll discuss that in a second. I know what you're talking about though.
Okay.
Yeah, they had an issue.
Well, they already moved on from all of that, so if they're signing something right now,
Really, it's not that shoot for days.
They did like 4
They don't understand.
Yeah, in a row, like without miss.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our most gracious and kind Heavenly Father, thank you again for this day that you've given us. To service you, worship you, and work with this county and work with the city and the future development of this town. Guide and direct us today in the decisions that are made. I ask a special prayer for all of our servicemen and women overseas, doing what? To protect freedom the worldwide. Guide and direct us again, dear Lord, and thank you again for everything you do for us. Things I ask in thy name. Amen.
Roll call, please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan is absent, Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Randall Walters is absent, quorum is present.
All right. Recognition of guests. Thank you guys for coming. We're gonna skip 6 for now and go to 7, 8, 9, and get those addressed first. Let's go to item number 7, discussion consideration of possible action to adopt official open records request form and establish associated fees in compliance with Oklahoma Records Act, including amendments to copy and certification and search fees. You guys have any discussion on that?
Is this the official form that comes from OMAC and OML?
Yeah, I came from OMAG. It was like, there's a form, I guess, that was floating, that's been floating around before, I got here. And then there's the one that we've been using,
I
recently.
think we personally created one ourselves a long
Yeah,
time
so
ago.
we're just trying to create one uniform one. This is just the official one for now. So, Liz sent it over, I got it from OMAG, we sent it over to Liz for her review, and that is what we have currently.
Yeah, I think it's what we need to start. Look at it now. It's good. That's correct. That's you. Sounds good. Item 8, discussion consideration possible action regarding approval of the agreement with TSW to provide hourly on-call GIS services, including the initial creation and setup of a web-based interactive mapping platform for the town of Hochtown, with initial setup fee not to exceed $5,000, ongoing hourly services at a rate of $150 an hour.
Okay, so I reached out to Katie and a couple of other GIS vendors as well. And some of these initiatives that will be covered here in this agreement are interactive web-based maps that will be integrated into our future website. And so these maps should easily identify a difference between public and private roads. So as we're continuing to go through the community, acquire easements, we go back in, we can update these maps. So that way cabin owners can say, hey, do I have a public road here? Let's say they have an issue in a particular roadway. They can look it up, they can see if it's private or public, and then if they realize that their road is private, then they can start those talks with the town, and then we can start working through legal, and then start acquiring those maintenance agreements for their area if we don't currently have one. Also for visitors as well, this would be a great map for our planned and scheduled paving projects. So throughout the year, as we have major asphalt or major maintenance or rehabilitation projects that are going on, and we have those scheduled to occur at certain dates, we can go ahead, log into these maps, and then show people ahead of time, like, hey, these are the roads that we're looking at doing within this certain time frame here, or maybe just this fiscal year, or maybe this even specific date. We can go ahead and start getting those advance notices out and start communicating that with the community with an interactive web-based map display. Also on top of that, these interactive maps will have a layer for major collectors. So these are going to show your major collectors, what's going to be feeding some of your subdivisions here, what's going to feed your rural local roads. Moving forward from that, It will also include a layer to identify emergency evacuation routes. So for any sort of our emergency planning process or any sort of just kind of visitor information or resident information in general, these are the routes that you can take to get out of town or off of any of the internal subdivisions and onto a major collector and or a highway to get out of harm's way. Next up, we can look up parcels that can be searched by address within the town limits. So a pretty frequent question that we get just about every other day, or maybe a few times a day, we get calls and emails from people, hey, is my property in town limits? Do I need to be paying you guys taxes, etc.? So we get those calls, we get those questions all the time, and it would be great to have a one-stop shop resource where people can just type in their address and then they can find it out on their own. And sometimes, this is really particularly useful for people that own multiple properties here in town, or maybe just the property management firms that have, 20, 30, 40 properties. They can just go ahead and start entering in those addresses, and then they can see for themselves specifically that their cabins are or are not in our municipal boundaries. So that'll help them with their tax planning purposes. Aside from that, the next one is a zoning layer. So this one will show an interactive zoom in, zoom out map display with all the roads and everything to be able to identify what zoning regulation you fall under. So you can type in an address and it'll take you to that particular parcel, and then you can see what type of zoning layer that has been designated. And then we can even put like a little information box on there where people can click like, hey, I see I'm zoned commercial or residential. What does that mean? And then they can click on that particular link, and then it'll take them to a document that says, hey, this is the threshold for residential, commercial, industrial, et cetera, or any other zoning layers that we create over time. So that'll be
Can we
really
get maybe a interactive, maybe you can get us one, maybe, I like it, but I would like to see it at some point, working and interactive, and I'm assuming they have like some sort of protocol that could give us, example of how it works,
of this. Okay, yeah, I can share a couple of examples to the board of other towns that have this implemented.
Yeah, I'd just like to see it.
Yeah.
Or have an example of it.
Like we've been in pretty constant contact with Breckenridge lately, and they have interactive zoning maps that are really intuitive. Like you can type in an address, find your house or find your cabin or your short-term rental, and then you can zoom in and you have all the information right there. And then it has some of the roads highlighted even too. It's a super useful tool.
Is this a new tool, or is this a tool that we just decided to implement?
I want to say, I don't want to say every single city or town has it. I think the ones that are thinking ahead and being progressive are the ones that are implementing stuff like that. Ones that have typically, probably 15,000 plus in population would likely have it. Or towns that are very active and have a lot going on.
Okay.
I think it's being picked up across the board as technology continues to grow in municipal governments.
Would this interact or work with a county-wide mapping service, like if the county wants to do all the roads outside of our city limits? Would they be able to maybe function together?
It could, but there'd probably be some more expense with that. Are you thinking for like evacuation routes, or
Yeah,
are you thinking for?
Just like maybe, just to link the entire county together so that it's all maybe one big mapping system for everything.
Yeah, we'd have to get MOUs with the other municipal entities and get their zoning regulations and stuff. That's definitely something that could be done through some partnership programs.
So they have several mapping systems that don't talk to each other right now.
Well, that's what I know.
Census map and 911, for
Yeah.
instance, or the ECOP and Landmark are two completely different systems that don't even communicate with each other.
Yeah,
It'd be nice if they'd all communicated.
It'd be one,
exactly.
it'd be a step into the 1990s.
Right. I guess I was
Still a
trying,
little ways to go.
We can
No, we're on the right
we can
track.
go a long way right there, couldn't we?
I was trying not to bring up the deficiencies in the current
Our
system. but still,
communication.
Yeah.
So we're that far behind, I guess, that's good.
Well, we're making the right steps.
Yes, it is. I
How,
like it.
how comfortable does this include, or let me ask this, how comfortable are we right now with our current sound map? since our last map was developed.
Yeah.
And are we as comfortable and as up to date as we think we can be? If people are gonna call in and say, is my property inside the city limits? We don't even know if our street is on our city map.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to see how up to date we are with our town.
I'd say we're about 90%. They're actually, so if you look at our subdivision map, there's actually a few subdivisions that aren't actually cut out and highlighted or shaded in different colors to designate what subdivision that they are. So there's a few that are actually missing from the original map. And then we have had one subdivision, one plat that you guys had approved since we started all this. So,
It was wholly within, so.
Yeah.
The
the roads were shown on the map, it's just it wasn't shaded.
you may not have the road, we may not have the road name connected to it, but the survey is still the same. So
Yeah.
all the original points are still the same boundary points. So the plat that we approved was wholly within the existing
Yeah.
miles of the township. So
It just needs to be cut up and then shaded differently and then
But
named. that
to your
particular
point,
subdivision.
and the succinct answer is no, we're not, we need to put the new information into the map. That's what TSW is.
Yep,
Is that what this is gonna go?
yep, it sure will.
Okay.
Yep, and then there's one last piece here, future land use. I'm sure there's a few questions about what that one is. So future land use is gonna be a part of your comprehensive plan, which talks about what the ideal, use of that land will be in the future, 5, 10, 15, 20 years out from now. What that could possibly, be zoned as for its highest and best use for the community as it continues to develop responsibly.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Adam. You got any question? I'll make a motion that we pass the web-based interactive mapping platform for PSW for the town of Hochtown, the set it be $975,000 ongoing hourly services at a rate of $150 an hour. Need a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan is absent. Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters is absent. Motion carries.
Item 9, discuss consideration possible action regarding approval of the associate membership with Select Oklahoma Economic Development Partnership, including payment of $350 annual membership fee and $50 application fee.
I'd like to speak on that in just 1 second. I've got to print this page off here.
They did it.
So, Select Oklahoma did a technical summit here last week. We hosted them. They had about 100 people from across the state and various economic development corporations, chambers, city government officials, legislators, etc. They all came down and visited us and talked about different strategies for sustainable growth and economic development. Thank you. And so kind of what they do is they help communities set up for, utilities expansion, operations, the development of professionals in the economic development realm. Let's see here, partnerships representing rural, suburban, urban interests throughout Oklahoma. They also have, training and resources. They also do meetings here where they bring businesses that are interested in developing throughout the state of Oklahoma. And they really just kind of connect you to site selectors, so it'll help you kind of promote, market your area in Oklahoma for the type of development that you're looking for. I know I just kind of skimmed over a lot of that, just looking at another document at the same time. But anyways.
So how they'll contribute helping us will be resources and a multitude of
Networking, educational opportunities, workshops, bringing different investment firms or different types of development specialists.
business opportunities, and I mean they're a little. I would say they're similar to OML, but yet not. But the networking opportunities that they give you are tremendous. I mean, Mayor Meso, am I saying his name right?
Yes.
Yep.
He spoke, and he had a lot to to discuss on Discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding approval of the emergency agreement for fire protection services between the Board of County Commissioners in McCurtain County, Oklahoma, and the town of Hochtown, Oklahoma, for the provision of fire protection and emergency response service in designated unincorporated areas of McCurtain County, and authorization for the mayor to execute all related documents. So our new fire protection agreement that we've just received. This agreement entered into by the Board of County Commissioners of McCurtain County, and the town of Hochtown. County Commissioners have authority to establish fire services in the county pursuant to 19 OS 351. So pursuant to 19 OS, Board of County Commissioners established the Hochtown Volunteer Fire Department to serve unincorporated areas of McCurtain County. Whereas Board of County Commissioners has determined additional measures are required to ensure continuity of fire protection services. Whereas the town of Hochtown Municipal Corporation established under the Constitution and statutes of the state of Oklahoma has created a paid fire department to provide fire protection services within the corporate boundaries. These corporate boundaries are adjacent to areas of McCurtain County currently served by the HBoT. Whereas the Board of County Commissioners has authority pursuant to 19 OS 351 to enter into contracts with municipalities for the provision of fire services in non-incorporated areas of the county. Hochtown has agreed, whereas Hochtown has agreed to provide fire protection services in the unincorporated areas of McCurtain County, presently assigned to HBoT on an interim basis, pending further action of the Boyd County Commissioners regarding HBoT. Whereas the Boyd County Commissioners in Hochtown intend to enter into an emergency agreement to facilitate such purposes. Now therefore, for in consideration of the municipal covenants and promises set forth herein, Boyd County Commissioners in Hochtown agree as follows. Hochtown Fire Department will, upon signing of this agreement by the Board of County Commissioners in Hochtown, immediately begin responding to calls for full fire protection and related emergency response services customarily provided by municipal fire departments inside the unincorporated areas of McCurtain County, presently assigned to HBoT. Such fire protective services shall include fire suppression and/or life-saving and assisting efforts rendered in connection with fire suppression. Hochtown agrees not to charge residents of the HBoT service area for fire protection services provided by Hochtown Fire Department during the pending of this agreement. McCurtain County and Hochtown are governmental entities subject to provisions of Oklahoma Government Tort Claims Act 51 OS. As such, each entity shall be considered severely liable for any torts that may occur during the performance of this agreement. Additionally, neither party shall require to indemnify or hold harmless the other party as provided in the act or otherwise under Oklahoma law. The parties claim status as agents of the state of Oklahoma for any additional immunity available for rural fire protection under Titles 18 and 19 of Oklahoma statutes. The parties acknowledge that the following fire apparatus equipment is owned by McCurtain County pursuant to the Title 19 Authority, 2006 Freightliner M2, Unit Number 30, VIN 1FVHCYDC 56HX18252. Nothing in this agreement shall be construed to transfer ownership or any property interest in the equipment to the town of Hochtown. McCurtain County authorizes the town to operate the equipment solely for purposes of providing fire protection and emergency response services under this agreement. While the equipment is in the town's custody and control, the town shall have operational responsibility for the equipment and for all personnel operating it. During any period the equipment is in the town's custody or abuse, the town shall maintain insurance coverage at expense, including both liability coverage and physical damage coverage sufficient to insure the equipment and the town's operating involving equipment. Such coverage shall supply to claims arising out of the town's use, operation, supervision, and control of the equipment. Upon request, the town shall provide proof of coverage to McCurtain County. Upon the termination of this agreement or upon written demand by the county, the town shall return the equipment to McCurtain County in substantially the same condition. Ordinary wear and tear accepted. Nothing herein shall be construed as a waiver of any statutory limitation of liability or government immunity available to either party. Nothing in this agreement shall be construed as dissolving, merging, or transferring assets of the Hochtown Volunteer Fire Department. This agreement may be terminated by either party by providing the other 30-day written notice. All notices required under this agreement shall be addressed as follows: to the county clerk in McCurtain County, the town clerk of Hochtown.
sure this has gone through legal, and we can furnish insurance on a vehicle that we do not own. Has that gone through legal?
That's correct.
Okay.
This,
The way I'm reading this though, we need to have possession of that vehicle and who is authorized to drive it.
Mhm.
That's the way I'm reading this.
That would be HFD.
Okay. This is just what we got from the commissioners that they just signed. Correct?
correct. And then 11 and 12, this agreement is governed by the laws of the state of Oklahoma and is not to constitute the entire agreement of the parties.
I got one question, if you don't mind. Why not do all the equipment, not just one? Because there's more than enough to provide more fire protection for the whole area.
So all of that is still being sorted at the county commissioner's level. That's beyond our control right now.
That would be enough, that's up to the commissioners to decide.
Yeah.
Versus, what was it, you asking versus all of it versus part of it? Is that what you were asking, Tim?
Yeah, the rest of the assets are still being sorted. This one was investigated particularly.
Okay. So we got now at this point, but okay. So the remaining equipment is there a timeline on it, or is it just?
Not at this time.
Not at this time, okay.
I'm assuming that's gonna be up to the commissioners to decide what they do with that equipment to bring this point on.
So with it gotta be in y'all's possession, does it have to be taken to y'all's station?
Yes, it will be.
Let's see here, yeah, the only question I have is, facility day. In regards to the building and things along, are we going to, are we gonna have a place to, park? We don't have the building yet, correct?
I have a question.
Yeah.
This is all still on me. I don't know everything that's going on with all this as far as the legal part of things go. Why can't it stay where it's at? I mean, this is just a general question. I mean, Zeb is on our agenda for Wednesday to put Zeb on for us as a volunteer. So that he can run that truck if we need it. So my question is, even though we're insuring it, why can't it stay where it's
I
at?
really think this is all questions for the board of county commissioners, right?
Yeah.
We're just
I don't
merely,
know if I'm asking.
yeah, we're just merely accepting this agreement to work with them to
So-
provide fire protection.
So they can insure it and they can still run it.
Yeah.
So that's my question is, because we don't have a place to put it. So why can't it stay where it's at? We can still insure it.
That's a board of county commissioners question there. I mean,
No, you're right, that's what I was.
They have to sort out what happens with the facility. We don't have any control over that.
I think what we're doing here today,
And because of that facility, it's who it belongs to or who it doesn't belong to, who has the right to go in there. Association member, a volunteer fireman for us, an HBFD volunteer, who has the authority? I don't know.
Well, that's my
And
question
it's,
is,
I agree with you. It's a
Legally, they haven't
question
been
that we have to
disbanded.
work out yet.
I mean,
well, I think today all we are doing is reaching an agreement to provide fire protection for these unincorporated areas. All that other stuff is on the board of county commissioners to sort out.
Correct.
And they will let us know what we can and can't do. All we're doing is providing fire protection today. That's all we're voting on in
Gotcha.
this deal.
Get control of the tanker.
Well, and to take possession of that.
Well, yeah, whatever's in this that the
Yeah.
commissioners have put in, that they've established, but all the other questions, I think those are all board of county commissioner questions.
Well, we do have 4 and 5 that we've got to, figure out, because it gives us authorizes us to operate the equipment, but yet 19 spells out, that we have the Freightliner M2, Unit 30. However, it does not say anywhere
you're only insuring the apparatus, right, not the real property.
Right, right, we're not.
But,
Well,
but
they're still trying to sort what happens with that facility.
Yes, that's all.
They only have control over the asset itself.
We'll do it.
As of right now, they have control over this asset right now, and this is what they're designating with it.
We're just ensuring that we provide fire protection outside of our municipal. That's all we're doing to fill the gap.
But can we, in the event, can we use this unit?
That's what this agreement is doing.
Okay. And we're, can that unit, I'm trying to make this as clear as I possibly can. If this gives us the ability and the authority to use that tanker, then when we need that tanker,
Who has the authority to open that door?
Who goes-
Town Fire
That's what it
Department.
comes to.
we can't.
Yes, that's what this agreement achieves.
That's not, yeah. I'm just trying to find whether that's clear. I mean, it says we can use it, but then can it be utilized from the building? That's my
It
question.
doesn't have anything to do with the building.
Okay. I would just like to know legally that we can access it.
Access the building,
Yeah.
this has nothing to do with the building. The vehicle will need to be operated from a different site.
Exactly right.
It'll have to be parked this way.
That's correct.
Okay. That's what I was,
Whether
that's
we
where I was
have
trying
the
to go
building to put it
outside.
in or not, we've gotta take it to our side.
That's what I was trying to get to, is where it's gonna, okay. That was a question I had.
Okay.
Okay. That makes sense.
If we cover it with insurance, it's gotta go to our facility, so we have access to it, possession of it, and who can authorize the driver or not. And that'll be up to our fire chief, as who does that.
Linda, Albert, you said that was the, Albert, you said.
I heard you, I heard you,
Does the,
but
does
I'm
the
not gonna stand another snigger and outburst, I'm not. What I said was, we have to take the vehicle, if we insure it, we have to take the vehicle to our facility, whether we have a building to put it in or not. We have to, some way, this board, figure out how to get a building to put it in, as
Yes.
fast as we can.
Yes.
I tried to bring it up on the last meeting, it got shut down, but that's another story. We have access to the tanker, we have access to the water. I hope every volunteer in the whole county shows up to help us put out fires, I truly do. Because we need that to cover this county, whether it's inside the city limits, fire district. I hope that the commissioners can get it figured out on the rest of the equipment, I really do. But anyway, bottom line is that tanker, if we cover it with insurance, we have to control who drives it and who's authorized to drive it. And it has to go to our facility. That's what I'm reading into this. And I think that's what the intent of it is. And that said, any more?
yeah, my concern is, Adam, is
Now your time for all that.
well, like I was gonna say, my concern is it should have been contingent with the building and the tanker, in my opinion. The tanker has to be housed. It needs to be housed. It doesn't need to be sitting out waiting, for us to find housing for it. All of that needs to be considered when they're gonna transfer that, into our possession. That should have been part of the whole agreement, in my opinion. And for us to do this halfway and to get halfway down the road, and they left out equipment, they left out the facilities. That needs to be collectively part of the whole agreement, in my opinion, before I'll pass it. It needs to all be done collectively in order for it to be done right, in my opinion. Because now we're gonna have a unit sitting outside, hoping that we can find housing for it over the course of time. And that to me is not the way it should have been done. They knew up front, if they're gonna give us this right, they should have given us the ability to utilize the building. It should have been in here.
I think,
You know, it's not in here.
well, to be the devil's advocate in this, or whatever you wanna call it, I think the reason it's not is because they're still working all that out. And we can't sit around and wait for fire protection for these unincorporated areas as long as it may take them to work that out. So this was the quickest possible way for us to be able to provide the fire protection at the end. But, and I get what you're saying, I understand that, but I don't think we can sit around and wait a month for them to get all their legal stuff sorted out.
And these are questions that maybe, Cody can answer, or, you know, even Zed. My question is, and Adam, you can fill in on this too, can this unit, I mean, you know, I know it can, but, you know, is it are we liable for it to be outside of a building and not be parked, you know, inside a structure?
Yeah.
It's okay?
No, we're liable. You asked if it was liable, yes, that's correct.
We're liable for it, whether it's inside.
Well,
The
I
town needs
understand
to
that, can it,
provide the structures for
is
it.
it required for it to be in a building or housing, this tanker truck?
That'd be a question for your fire chief, but the town needs to provide a structure for it.
It's 100% required to be inside, that's why I don't understand why I can't stay where it's at. I understand.
Oh, I understand.
I understand the legalities of everything, but I thought we were just covering the fire.
It's 100% required to be stored
Yes.
inside for an ISO rating.
Yes.
So let's get it straight, why it has to be inside, that's for an ISO rating.
Well, it's gotta be inside.
Without an ISO rating, it can be stored outside.
We're in, and Todd's right, but I'm.
So why don't we build a structure before we pick it up?
Whatever, I mean, however we get from point A to point B on the structure, to me though, this was done to ensure fire protection for these unincorporated areas.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Why don't you let me and Cody talk to the county commissioners and work something out real quick? Or,
I don't, I mean,
As far as housing.
I don't have a problem with y'all doing that, but I don't think it affects us passing this resolution right now. I don't have any issue with you guys working together and working how this all works after the fact. But I think right now, I don't think that should have any bearing on us being able to vote this through and get fire protection provided for the unincorporated areas.
I agree with you on that 100%, Todd, on the fire protection part of it. Just, you know, as the chief, I don't think it should sit outside. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not our asset.
No, I agree with all that.
So I agree with you 100% on the fire protection part of it. I mean, we're already doing it, this gives us the legal
I was
authority.
gonna say, we're covering the district anyway.
That's what I'm saying. It gives us the legal authority, I guess, to cover the unincorporated.
But it also allows us to use that tanker if
It
it's
allows us
needed.
to insure it if it's needed, and I'm 100% cool with that.
And right
That's
now-
what we were,
We can't use it.
so.
We can't use the tanker as things sit right now without this agreement. So if we had a fire tomorrow that needed it,
You
we
can't,
wouldn't be able to use it.
you have to use something
So
else.
the reason this is being done the way it is to allow us to use that tanker if we have a fire tomorrow that needs it. And I think we would not be doing our duty if we allow that area to be unincorporated.
I agree with you.
Or the unincorporated area to be protected. So I think what everybody's talking about, you know, it's important and it has to be done, but I don't think any of that should keep us from voting on this resolution and passing it. I mean, why wouldn't we? I mean, I understand what you're saying, we gotta have someplace to put it, I agree. But why wouldn't we do this and let our fire chief and Zeb work that out? That way we're able to use it, it's here, and we have the authority to do it. I mean, we can't use it even if we have a place unless we pass this.
100%, but it still has to have who has the authority to unlock that door and walk into a building that does not belong to the town of Hochatown, and it does not belong to the volunteer fire.
I
It
think
doesn't belong to the county.
I think we let our fire chief and these guys work that out. I mean, that's basically on them. If they wanna say we can't walk in that building and get it,
they can't access that building? Does Zeb not have the authority to walk into that building, is what I'm asking?
You're gonna have to ask the county commissioner's legal team for an answer to that question.
I mean, I would hope they
And,
could.
and if we don't know who has access to it, how can we leave that tanker there and put insurance on it?
So what was told to me is if they went and put a lock on that building, I cannot access it. But they ain't put a lock on it, so I can access it.
And we haven't taken the insurance policy out yet, this is just saying we're going to. So if we pass this resolution and then we figure out we can't have access to it, we don't take the insurance out.
Or you build a structure in the meantime,
Yes.
and pick it up after you've done the structure.
I mean, this is just saying we will provide, it's not saying that we have to provide. If we wanna use the tanker, and I think it's important that we're able to use that tanker in fire protection. And this is, I guess basically what I'm saying is this is all we can do on our side. All the rest of that stuff is gonna be on the Board of County Commissioners and the volunteer fire department. And again, we haven't taken out an insurance policy on it as of this moment.
Cody, your final thoughts on it, you just feel like that, I mean, I'm really uncomfortable with 4 and 5. And I'm disappointed that between their two attorneys, that they should have left it out, or they should have give us more clarity on, everything that Howard just mentioned. In my consideration is that a unit like that, I mean, I keep saying it, but it's the truth, y'all know it's the truth. We can't sit here and kick this thing down the road for a month or two, throw a building together to throw this tanker in, and at the same time, they should have known when they wrote this up, that unit needs to be housed. And it should not be contingent upon us having to throw something together and put it together. And so it's the first time and once again, we don't even have clarity who can get in the building. If they gonna go over and unlock it for Cody when he needs in there, does Cody know that? I don't know. I mean, how's that gonna work? Are they gonna open the door and say, Cody, you can use it, and then the first time he uses it, it's parked at the firehouse on the north side of the property, and we're gonna sit there until we come up with a building? I mean, guys, this is premature contract. It's not, it's just not written up the way it should be. If we're gonna do it, it needs to be done the way it should have been done at the beginning is to give us, the best start on this thing. And because where it's at now is where it needs to stay until it has a home. And it's just a tough, but now Cody can tell me it's okay for it to stay outside of the firehouse for 3 to 4 weeks, or however long it takes us to provide housing, or for them to come up, like Zeb had just said, for them to come up with a, solution to it. Maybe they give us, a permission to use that building. That's what should have been in here. They should have just give us permission to use the building temporarily or what have you, but they didn't do that. And my question is, why didn't they do that?
I'm not gonna speak on behalf of the county commissioners, because I don't know, but I think we're convoluting. This does not,
I get what you're
this
saying.
doesn't, say we pass this resolution, and they do not work out how we get the tanker. That does not, we're the same. We're the same as we're sitting here today. This is just merely taking one step out of the way, so when they do get that figured out, we don't have to come back in here and have another vote on it. It's done.
We've got insurance on our 2 trucks right now through OML, correct? Do they have to have names of who is authorized to drive those vehicles to insure it? They've never asked for the names of our firemen or our chief. They just, okay.
And
Because it's
again,
just covering the vehicle, like the OMAG insurance is just covering the vehicle itself.
Same way with our police vehicle. They don't have particular police names. They just assume that they're licensed and ready to go.
That's kind of the onboarding process, if they don't have a valid driver's license, then, that's communicated with the chief
much stuff together. And yeah, it'd been nice one vote and it's all done. But if we were to pass this resolution, I don't think it has any negative impact on the town itself, because we don't have to take an insurance policy out on that machine until we know we can access it. And we can let them, the commissioners, work all that out. We're just simply saying that if we are gonna get to use it, we'll provide insurance for it. If they can't figure out how we're gonna get to use it, then why would we buy insurance for it? But this here's just one step to get us down there, to provide the fire protection in the unincorporated.
Can we make a, on 6, can we make a, amendment or, a contingency that, if housing is, is approved or access to the building is approved? Because to me, that's, like Todd said, we could pass it, but yet we would need those things worked out. Adam, this has been a.
Well, it clearly states, during the period the equipment is in the town's custody or use.
Right. But
The
it
town
doesn't.
shall maintain insurance.
So until we get that, we don't have to buy the insurance. Until we get custody or use of the machine, and we wouldn't take custody of it until we had access to it, obviously.
Yeah, we just need to have, permission to access the building, or Cody to access the building, or whomever. That's what, is it?
Well, we want the permission, but I don't think it's necessary. It's not necessary to pass this. I agree with you.
Well, if we pass it, we can't, I get it, we pass it, but we're also passing something that we don't really have access to.
Yeah.
And then we just don't take the insurance. If we can't access it, we just don't go take insurance out. And it's still sitting there. We don't own it.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's just, it gives us the legal coverage to cover the area, and then we can work out the insurance issue later on, I guess, but I see where you're at, Todd, like, passage just gives us says that we're gonna take care of the unincorporated area of town.
Right.
And I'm cool with that part, but
But if
if
we
we outside,
if we
we don't have a
don't-
place to put it. I know it has to be plugged into air, keep the air pressure up, it has to be plugged into electricity, to keep batteries
Or,
charged.
here's what I would get insurance on it. That's what this is saying. And then you work out with them how that's gonna happen, and of course, sooner rather than later.
For sure.
And also housing of the rig, and if there's if we can get agreement to use that existing building, even if it's temporary while they work out details, that would be great, because,
Look, they own the machine, so I don't know that they have to agree to us having use of that building. They just need to give someone access to drive the tanker out. That's it. And in the meantime,
but we also have to have the ability, once the tanker's used, it needs to go back and be plugged up and have access to electric and air, so that's one thing. Once we pull it out, can we take it back?
that,
Maybe, that's just, that's my, if that's contingent, if that's something that we can work past, once this agreement is signed, Adam, then yeah, I'm optimistic on it, but can you tell me that? I don't know if you can.
As much as I'd love to put insurance on it, but I don't know how we put insurance on it, take the pound. Then we don't have possession of
I
it.
don't think we do.
I don't either.
I don't think we get the insurance until all those kinks works out.
So if you have a fire tomorrow, you can't use that piece of equipment without insurance.
And that's been my
We
point
can't.
all,
No, we
that's been
can't
my
use
point all along.
We can't use it.
So that puts it on the board of commissioners to get something done as quick as possible if they are wanting us to provide fire protection for the unincorporated areas. We can only do so much with this. And basically, right now, all we're agreeing to is to provide that fire protection, and if we have access to that vehicle and are able to use it, we will provide insurance. That's all we're agreeing to. So it's up to the commissioners to work all that other stuff out, the access, the building, all of that. That has nothing to do with us, other than the end result. So I think.
Can we do this? Can we authorize Julie or town, use somebody, contact OML, give them this VIN number, give them everything, all the information they require, and get a quote on the insurance, what it's gonna cost to get this thing, and either get that today, tomorrow, as fast as we can get it done. Some way get that either back to the commissioners, or we make a decision, regardless of what that is, go ahead and, are they gonna require money up front for us to insurance? We gotta pay $10,000 up front to get a month's insurance on it, whatever. Can we do that? And then at least that truck can roll within the next day or two if we have a fire in this area. And then see what the commissioners can work out. Can we get that work, can we some way get that worded in there?
You think we need to reach out to Liz and ask her?
What specifically are you asking the county commissioners to work out?
Access to that building. And how do we work, how do we figure out access to the building?
Can we, I get what everyone's saying, and I agree with you, but if we pass this resolution, how does that stop any of that from happening? I mean, I get what you're saying, but this resolution doesn't bind us to doing anything other than if we're gonna use the equipment, we get the insurance. So, I mean, to me, this is just removing one step that we're gonna have to come back and do again later. So, my recommendation would be, we pass this resolution, let them work everything out, the building and all that, and then until we actually have possession of that vehicle, that's when we take the insurance out. And if it never happens, if they come back and say, well, you can't access the building, and we don't have a place to put the tanker, we don't go get it, and we don't take the insurance. But if we pass this resolution, as quick as Cody or whoever can get that worked out, it's done. We don't have to come back and reconvene and then pass it again. And then we can call, get the insurance, and we're ready to protect the unincorporated areas. To me, this is the fastest way to be able to provide the fire protection. I mean, I understand the concerns of everyone, but this doesn't obligate us to go buy insurance immediately and take that out.
It just says if we have custody of it, we will have insurance.
Yes.
That's all it says.
Yep.
Cody,
I'm good with it that way.
And Cody and Zeb, I mean, however they need to work out their end of that as far as access, who drives it. I mean, I'm assuming you're still authorized to drive the vehicle, Zeb?
No, because we ain't got insurance.
Well, I mean, insurance is on the vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, all this is doing today is agreeing that we're gonna furnish fire protection without a tanker. That's what it's saying.
And
What
unless,
equipment we got,
yep, until they give us access.
until we figure out access to the
do we
building.
need to make any form of amendment on this item if we follow that, or are we okay with?
No,
Just approve this?
No, that's how it is today.
Yeah.
Literally, today is exactly what it's described.
Yeah, I mean,
Other than you're taking over the authority over it. but-
No, I see, yeah, I understand.
I mean, it doesn't change us to the negative, any way by passing this resolution.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we don't have to touch it until we have, insurance and they answer that question, but it still gives us the, access to do that. And that's gonna be contingent upon Cody even using it. Like you said, if we sign this, 3 days later we have a fire, we need to, we can't until we get insurance, and so insurance needs to be, the first thing we pursue, which what you just mentioned. And then we need to figure out a place where we'll put it, and before we pull it.
And say we pass this, the county calls us in 2 days or tomorrow and says, okay, you guys have access, however that may work,
Okay.
however that does. How long would it take us to get insurance on the tanker?
It's literally
I
same
can get
day.
told by the end of the day, and
Yeah.
as soon as I say, let's,
Just do it, it's
It's
done.
accurate.
So it can be done in a matter of hours.
Yeah, LMAG is extremely fast.
Okay.
We actually went through this once before, and they said as long as we sit on the VIN and what we're covering, that we're covered, we
Yeah.
send it to them.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Thanks for all y'all's clarity. It was a little bit of a hiccup here that they left us in, so, we need to get
approve, I make a motion, we approve the emergency agreement for fire protection services between Board of County Commissioners and Curtin County, Oklahoma, and the town of Hochtown for the provision of fire protection and emergency response services in designated unincorporated areas of Curtin County and authorization for the mayor to execute all related documents.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard.
Yes.
Diane Jordan is absent. Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters is absent. Motion carries.